Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. We're actually outside in the cold today, and we are looking for the headers that I have that are stored in the back of this truck that may or may not work for the Monte Carlo. I have found them. I can see them through the window about halfway down. This truck is packed full of stuff. It does look like the headers go back before they go down, which is what we're looking for. So there's a good possibility that these are going to work. But I'm tired of every time I open this thing, I'm getting hit in the head by this rod. And it definitely makes it a little more difficult to get stuff in and out of here. So the rivets failed. I have some new rivets, rivet gun. Let's get this thing riveted back up there, so that that's one less thing that I have to get aggravated about. Have the tailgate locked. So I haven't been in here in a long time. We probably loaded this truck up, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't remember exactly everything that's in here. We are going to keep an eye out for the wiring harness. It's possible that that's in here. I've seen a box with valve covers in it, so I'd like to take a look at those, see what those are. Yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff in here, so baby. And I can get to the headers now. Okay, don't fall off. Not me, the tailgate. Got them. So see how they angle back before they go down. This might be what we're looking for. So we do have this one, which has been hammered to clear something, but if these are going to work, we're gonna wrap them anyways, so you won't ever see that. Alright, let's get these inside. Okay, we got our wiring harness, we got our headers. We'll see you guys inside. Okay, we have made it back into the shop after grabbing a few more things out of the back of the truck, and then putting all the stuff that I took out back in there. We've made it back in here. So just going to show you a couple of things that I grabbed out of there. They don't have nothing to do with the Monte Carlo, but we do have another 350 small block. We actually have a couple. One is built, one I believe has been rebuilt, but I don't know what exactly they did to it. So I don't know if they just did a Craigslist rebuild, or they just replaced all the gaskets and threw some paint at it, or if they actually went through it internally. Now, the person that I got it from, he got it from a friend of his, and they're a bunch of gearheads. So there's a good possibility that this motor, that this other motor that I have, does have stuff done to it. But this other motor that we have is for my mini truck that is in the back. Whether we go with the one that I built or we go with the other one that I got, the one that I built is just a block. It's a block and a crankshaft and pistons. We need the camshaft, we need the heads, intake, all that stuff, so we can easily transfer everything from one to the other, and have a new lower end and a clean block. But anyways, probably this springtime, we are going to start messing with that motor. Whether we just clean it up in order for me to get it installed, start test fitting stuff in that mini truck. Don't know which route exactly we're going to go, but we have a good start. So sorry I keep saying so, but that's just how I am. Mr. Gasket valve covers. Got two sets in here. One set looks really clean, dirty, but really clean. Other set looks like they can be cleaned up, but not as nice. This set you can see that there is some rust pitting on it. These over here look really clean. Then we have two different styles of oil pans here. Both look the same by the way that they where all the holes are, the way that they're shaped. Everything looks the same, except for one. The dipstick is on the passenger side, the other is on the driver's side. I will have to research and look into why that is. It's, maybe one's for 305, maybe it's just a different year, I don't know. But again, one is in really rough shape and one is in really good shape. Luckily, the one that is in really good shape fits the motor that we have, so we don't have to use the rusty and crusty one. We can use the clean one and just clean it up. That valve cover there is the missing chrome valve cover from the V6 that we pulled out of the Monte Carlo. I knew that I had it around here before. I've said it in other videos that I've had it. I just didn't know where it was. We found it, and also, this spring or summertime, what I would like to do with that V6, because it came out of Colleen's Monte Carlo. She remembers installing that motor with her dad when she was young. So we are going to get that motor cleaned up. We're going to either buy a run stand or we're going to build our own run stand, and we are going to clean that motor up and make it to where she can actually hit the key and start it up, and it is going to be decoration for her garage. So that is another thing that we are going to be doing this weekend, or not this weekend, this upcoming summer. It'd just be cool to, you know, go in the garage and there's this nice pretty motor and you can start it and make it run. There's actually if you guys know who Carl Fisher is from Make It Custom, he's doing the exact same thing right now with an inline 6, just so that it sits in. He said he's going to use it for something, which we may use this for something, but for the time being he's going to make it so that it runs in the shop. And he's talking about putting flamethrowers on his. That would be awesome too. So we'll see. I have been collecting stuff to do flamethrowers, so that might be a possibility. We shall see. But this is a Monte Carlo video. I don't mean to be getting off track with all this other stuff going on in this video, but it is just, you know, it's something that we found, that I knew that I had somewhere. There might actually be some more stuff I did not come across yet. It's going to be back in the back of that truck, but there should be like chrome pulleys and the crankshaft pulley and whatnot, whatever. There should be a whole like chrome pulley setup in there for a 350 somewhere too. I just now thought of that. I did not look for it. I did not see it, but it's got to be in the back of that truck there somewhere. So maybe next time, or when it comes time to farting around with these motors, we'll go take a look for those. So but yeah, anyways, let's get back to the Monte Carlo. I'm going to get you guys set up on the other side of the shop, and we are going to see if these headers will work, and if they will work, then we can get started on getting them cleaned up. Probably not today, though it is Monte Monday. I have been working a lot on this Jeep, and we are close to getting it done, and I just want to keep working on it until it's done. So I haven't been spending all days on Monday working on the Monte. I've just been putting in a couple hours here or there. So we're probably just going to test fit them, make sure that they work, and if they work, then we'll spend a little time here or there getting them cleaned up. I need to order some more paint, and we'll need to order another wrap kit. Only thing that I'm seeing with these headers is those things look like they are going to be a pain in the butt to wrap compared to those other ones that we did, because those other ones, they only came out so far, and then you were wrapping all 4 tubes together. These, you can't do that. So it's pretty much each individual tube has to be wrapped all the way down to the collector, and then we can go to wrapping all of it for like all of like 10 inches. So yeah, those look like they're going to be a pain in the butt to wrap, but we'll figure it out. As long as they work, we'll get it done. See you guys on the other side. Alright, let's see if we can snake this one in here. Okay, that is definitely not just going to drop in there. Let's see the passenger side. Passenger side, it seems like there's more clearance. me go grab the other one. So I can't get this one to drop in either. It's starting to bang into the firewall, and I don't want to bang up that firewall. We just painted that. I already chipped the other side trying to get the other headers in here. Unfortunately, it seems like both sides, these ears on the transmission down here, are in my way of letting these drop into place. You know, I had that problem with the last one. I really don't want to have to pull that trans out just to try and test fit these. I think I might have to do some research, because these definitely don't just drop in. We as much as I don't want to do it, we may have to just run manifolds on this bad boy. I definitely don't want to do that. Well, as of right now, these are a no-go. Let me do some research, maybe make a phone call or two, and see what I can find out. Right now, I'm gonna go in for lunch. So I will see you guys out here a little bit later on, and I'll let you know if I was able to figure anything out. Okay, so we're back out here. I'm not gonna mess around with Monte Carlo anymore today. I'm gonna get back to work on this Jeep, but I went in and I kind of did some research, looked to see, you know, what kind of headers it is that we need, and so I went to Jegs, and you know, I searched for headers for an 81 Monte Carlo with, you know, small block 350, and they pop right up, and they are exactly what I pulled out of the back of the truck this morning. They're identical, except for they're black instead of silver. So only thing that I can think of, because there's no way that those headers are going on that motor with that motor in the car. So the only thing that I can think of is that those headers need to be installed before we install the motor. Now, you know, I know, you know, last week was a fail. You know, we had spent the last month working on those other headers, and not last month, I worked 1 day a week on the Monte Carlo, and it took us 4 weeks to get those headers done, wrapped, and going to put in, and you know, that was a fail on my part. I should have test fit them first. Those I was just thinking that those were what came off of the motor, that those were what we were going to put back on the motor. I didn't even think to check to see if they fit the car, and that was a rookie mistake on my part. But you know, I have never never in my career of working on cars not had a header fit. Like they've always fit. So yeah, so now, you know, going into this today and seeing that these ain't fitting either, but you know, looking at what Jegs offers, that they say, I think it's from like 1978 to 1988 G body headers. Right, they're what we have. So the only thing I can think of is that they have to go on the motor first. So I'm waiting to talk to a buddy of mine who I always talk to when it comes to stuff like this. I've mentioned him before, and he has, you know, he's changed more motors out by the time he was 20 than I have in my whole life. So he's, you know, he's who I always talk to, and I'm waiting to hear back from him to see what he has to say. The only other thing that that I found that I think would work without having to pull the motor would be what they call a shorty header. So there's three different kinds of headers that you can get, and there's like a small, a medium, and a large. We have the medium and the large, but we don't have the what they call a shorty, which would be the small header. And basically it just comes off of the motor, and it kicks back a little bit, and then there is the collector. They're like this big. So the only thing that has to run up between like the firewall, the frame, and the motor is actually the exhaust pipe. So you just have one pipe that would come up through all that. So where we're having a problem getting the headers to fit down through, we only have, you know, an exhaust pipe that would come up through there. So I think that would be the easiest route to go, because we wouldn't have to pull the motor out just to see if they would fit. I don't know, maybe we would have to, but you know, it looks to me like those would go right on and we would have no issues. But they're also like $350, and I don't have $350 right now to spend on that. So excuse me. So right now we're kind of at a standstill with that. If I can't figure out what I need to do to get these to work, which, like I said, I think is going to have to be pulling the motor out, and I don't know if I want to do that or not. I'll have to think about it, but maybe next week, if I haven't figured something out yet, we'll see what we can do about, you know, taking a look at this wiring harness and seeing what we need to do to get that installed. Where are we going to put it, on the passenger side, on the driver's side? You know, where is that going to go? You know, everything was on the driver's side before, and there's already a hole in the firewall for those wires to run through. So I'd like to put it over there. We'll have to test it, make sure all the wires are long enough. If not, I think I have everything to extend them. But yeah, we'll have to see, and we'll have to go from there. I'm gonna try and talk to my buddy Eric here over the next day or two and see what he has to say about these headers. But yeah, other than that, sorry it was kind of a short video. You know, they're gonna kind of probably be short little videos until it starts getting nice out again, and this Jeep is gone. You know, you guys have seen that, you know, I have plastic that is plasticed off from that side of the shop to this side, so I'm not trying to heat the entire shop. So, you know, me working over there in the cold on the Monte Carlo all day long, we have done that the last few years, and I am just tired of working in the cold, so it's part of the reason why the videos are so short, because if we don't have stuff that we can work on over here, I really don't feel like going over there and working. The project in the back, the mini truck project, has come to a halt due to the cold weather, and the Monte Carlo is just kind of hit or miss with that. So we'll try and keep these videos coming, but like I said, they're probably, you know, for the next couple months here, they're probably going to be shorter videos. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, keep coming back. Sorry they've been kind of short lately, but we'll get back to it here soon. See you guys in the next one. I'm out.